Welcome to BC Mnemonics. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Regiomontanus dial, or Universal Altitude Dial. Now, there are a few main features of this dial worth going over before diving into its actual mechanics. First of which being the top portion of the dial, which contains this triangular grid matrix. This half of the dial is used when setting the latitude and date of operation. Date scale is positioned along the bottom, or occasionally the top, and the latitude scale is positioned along the right-hand side. This model can be set to latitudes from 30 degrees to 57 degrees, which is quite a large range, although some dials can operate within an even larger range. Now, some dials also feature stars positioned along the setting scale to be used with telling the time at night. In these cases, the reverse side of the dial features a volvel to be used in converting the measurements as seen by the stars to solar time. Now, as you can see, this dial features a gazetteer on the back with cities and their corresponding latitudes. This gazetteer is also often found on the front of the dial, maybe in this position or over here. Now, the second half of the dial, at the bottom here, is comprised of the hour scale as well as a second date scale. Now, we'll come back to this part later, but the hour scale, as you can see, has two sets of hours. This top row is used when determining the time during the morning, and the bottom is used in the afternoon. Lastly, we have the bead here. Now, the bead is what you reference when actually measuring the time, but it's also important when setting the dial for use during a given date. Now, with all that said, let's get into actually setting the dial for use for a given date of operation. The first step to doing this is setting the end of the articulated arm to the intersection of the latitude and date of operation. Now, being at 44 degrees, I will position this arm to this position right here. As you can see, this not only corresponds with 44 degrees of latitude, but also the beginning of Cancer, which is today's position in the zodiac. Now, the second step to using this dial is to set the string against this second date scale at a point that intersects with the current zodiac date. So again, beginning of Cancer, I will set the string to this farmost left point. With this having been done, I will lower the bead until it sits right on the 12th hour. Now, on this particular dial, the 12th hour is not numbered, but it can be seen as the farthest left line before the date scale. At this point, the dial is ready to be used for the day. And to do this, I will allow the plumb bob to hang toward the earth, tilt the dial like so, leveling it to the local horizon, and tilting it up until both sights align with the sun. And I know this has happened when the shadow of the first hole directly overlaps the second hole. At this point, I will lock the bead in place and take a reading. So as you can see here, the bead is falling, if you're reading the afternoon scale, right between 5 and 6, roughly 5:30, although a little bit before that. We could say that this is roughly 5:25. Now, if you're using this in the morning, you would read the top scale. So instead of being between 5 and 6, it would be between 6 and 7, perhaps 6:35, down here, just past that halfway mark. Now, of course, this gives you the local solar time. To find local civil time, you'll need to account for the equation of time, longitude correction, and daylight saving time, if applicable. But as we have it here, I have walked you through a demonstration of finding local solar time. That will conclude this demonstration, and I thank you for watching.